What's up guys, welcome back to a new Record of Ragnarok chapter review. Today we have chapter 41. We finally have the climax of the fight between Shiva and Raiden. Amazing stuff throughout this chapter. The whole chapter was just them fighting until the last few panels where we have a winner. I'll cover everything in today's video. As always, the link to the chapter has been posted in the Discord, which is linked in the description. Now onto the chapter. Title is Thank You, which is pretty fitting based on how the fight ended. We see this transformed Shiva and Raiden giving everything they have to fight each other. The final bout, it's coming to an end. Raiden lands a blow on Shiva's face. Shiva lands a counter in his chest. It's back and forth hitting each other. We cut to the other Indian gods who are surprised by Shiva's form and how powerful he's actually gotten due to his form. We have one saying the following: is that really Shiva? No, it's like someone else completely, a whole other level of strength. So Shiva's transformation has boosted his power to a completely new level. Nothing compared to what he was in the flashback when he was fighting Rudra, fighting the other Indian gods, bodying all them, being way stronger than them. Now he's this a completely new beast. That just shows how tough Raiden actually is and what it requires from Shiva to actually win this fight. Help me reach my 2021 goal of 100k subscribers by subscribing if you're new to the channel or you just haven't already. It's free and easy to do. Also consider checking out the description for the Discord server and my Twitter. Now enjoy the video. We have Shiva going for spinning flame kicks with Raiden blocking them with his muscle upped arms. We cut to the Valkyries. They see that Raiden's body's actually burning, and no matter how much he tries to block or protect himself from these attacks, his muscles are still getting destroyed from Shiva's fire, and they're starting to burn his muscles and his flesh away and slowly kill him. So that is honestly one of the most overpowered moves we've seen so far in the series. If you can actually hit your opponent with Shiva's flames, they'll slowly die and you'll eventually get the win if you can last long enough, which is very interesting to see. And we also have the Valkyrie saying the following: the longer this fight goes on, the more of his muscles Raiden will lose. So basically the odds are against Raiden now. So first time in this fight, Raiden is at a disadvantage so far. It's kind of been a one-sided stomp with Raiden always having the advantage, and when he does take some damage, such as losing half of his face and one of his eye, he does come back and get the overwhelming advantage again. But this time right now he's at a pretty big disadvantage due to Shiva's flames. We cut to the other gods such as Hermes, Ares, Zeus and all that. We have Ares saying if Shiva keeps up on the offensive, he'll most likely win for sure. We have Hermes somewhat disagreeing, saying the following: I wouldn't be so certain. That move is Shiva's ultimate secret technique. It seems he forcibly stimulates his own soul, causing it to combust. In this state, he will not eventually burn out. That's a question. And they also mention that Raiden has that technique that could probably destroy and kill Shiva if he's able to land it again. And he describes this fight as a war of attrition at this point, which pretty much means which one of the two fighters can last longer in this battle, because they seem to be pretty much even in strength at this point, but who has enough stamina or durability to survive this battle. You got Raiden, big muscles coming out trying to attack Shiva. Shiva's barely able to dodge. We see Raiden's family, we see the sumo wrestlers praying for him to win. We got Shiva landing attacks on Raiden and seems to be somewhat overwhelming Raiden at this point, but Raiden charges him, keeps him going and does some damage to Shiva again, but still Shiva is landing counter attacks that actually do more damage than what Raiden is doing to Shiva at this point. A hard counter, but Raiden's still holding in there somehow. We got all the sumo wrestlers screaming, cheering on Raiden to keep on fighting, talking about how if he uses that super powerful technique again, he'll be able to win, and that he has all of sumo on his back as the strongest man in history of sumo. So all cheering on Raiden. He's getting more and more power. He never knew that cheers could give me so much power, so Raiden is still pushing himself to keep on going even though he's burning. He lands a headbutt on Shiva that does quite a bit of damage, and we actually see Shiva's body starting to disappear with his destroyed arm starting to burn away. We got the Indian gods realizing that Shiva's body is starting to crumble. He's almost at his limit. Same could be said for that human. In other words, this fight will be decided by whoever breaks first. As mentioned before, a war of attrition. We have Raiden's muscles giving out with him burning away, and we also have Shiva burning away as well. We have Rudra cheering on Shiva saying no matter what, you better not lose. We got the other people spectating saying who's that? Oh, that's Rudra the Tempest, with his cheers making Shiva fight just as hard as Raiden. We get a very cool page of I'm guessing this is a little bit of a time skip of the Shiva and Raiden fight going back and forth. We're seeing the people of humanity cheering on for Raiden, the gods cheering on for Shiva, Brunhilde and the other Valkyries cheering on for Raiden. We got, you know, Zeus, Hermes and Ares looking absolutely crazy, having the time of their life watching this fight. We also have some people representing humanity actually drawing the fight as it goes on. They're drawing, you know, the person carrying the hopes of all sumo wrestlers on his back, and the god carrying the pride of all the Indian gods on his back, going at each other. And then the final few panels, they're looking down each other. The, you know, big back and forth has finally stopped. We see both of them almost at their limit, about to die. We have Raiden thinking he has one shot left in him, then he'll put everything into it, so he's going for his ultimate technique again. Zeus realizes this and says, here it comes, that move. Raiden's ready to go. Shiva's, you know, ready to tank that move. We got Ares questioning why he's going to take that move head on based on what happened last time, and that the best thing for him to do would be to dodge. And, you know, we got Hermes agreeing, but he also kind of sees what Shiva is doing, which I'll talk about now. So you got a super cool panel of them both getting ready for their final move. Raiden goes for the attack, and as he pulls out his palm to go for the fist strike, Shiva's able to kick into his palm and actually split his arm in two, with us seeing that part of Raiden's arm falls to the ground as it's burning away, and Raiden is pretty much done for. We get Raiden's final words to Shiva. He says, thanks. It was because of you that I was able to do sumo to my heart's content. I gave it everything I had without a trace of regret. And Shiva's kind of shocked by hearing this, like you can see his shocked face here. We got Raiden talking to the Valkyrie within him, telling her to call off her volumes so she can survive, and that he's gonna miss her. But she decides to, you know, stay because she swore to herself long ago that once I fell in love with a man, I'd stay with him for the rest of my life. So both of them are going to die together. Raiden says it's been a pleasure. We got Shiva actually crying, you're one hell of a guy. Till the very end, Shiva goes for a kick and slices Raiden's head off. You stood firm on your feet. A pleasure's all mine, human. No, Raiden. So yep, Shiva gives Raiden respect. We see Raiden's body with his severed head on the ground. With your help, this was the best match of my life. We see his body crumble away and disappear. The winner of round 5 of Ragnarok is Shiva, with the match lasting 11 minutes and 16 seconds. And Shiva walks off the arena still on fire, only having one arm remaining, raises his hand in the sky, and yep, that's the end of the chapter. So now we have the conclusion of this fight. Honestly, I really enjoyed the last 3 chapters of this fight. It's much better than everything previous. Prior to this, I wasn't really enjoying the fight, how it was going. I felt that the backstories weren't too appealing to me, and they were kind of too long for my liking. But these final 3 chapters have changed my mind. But while also saying that, I would still consider this fight my least favorite so far, and don't take that the wrong way. I still found this fight to be very entertaining, very good, and it's still a top tier fight of all time, but just my least favorite so far in Record of Ragnarok. I'll probably do a prediction video sometime next week on who I think is going to be fighting in round 6. Now we have the gods with 3 wins and humanity on 2 wins. The gods able to stop humanity's win streak with, you know, Sasaki Kodra and Jack the Ripper winning back to back, but now the gods are in the lead again. I'll also be working on a what if battle of Shiva versus Adam throughout this week as well. Expect that in about a week's time as well, maybe a little bit earlier, depends how much time I have to work on that video. But yep, absolute hype chapter. Let me know your thoughts of the ending. I think I did predict that Shiva was going to win this fight, but it didn't look good for Shiva until the final 2 chapters. Prior to this, Raiden was, you know, kind of stomping Shiva until he got his firepower, he started dancing, and then with this transformation just put him quite a bit above Raiden in my opinion. But yep, that's it for today's chapter review. Let me know your thoughts of it down in the comments, and yep, that's it guys, peace.